been waiting for it. I've been waiting for it. You know what time it is. It's Sonic the Hedgehog 2. After the long, emotional roller coaster of a journey that was the first movie's development, director Jeff Fowler managed to deliver a crowd-pleasing, if not derivative film carried by Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman and Ben Schwartz as the lovably naive but now beautifully designed Sonic. With the entire cast and crew back for a sequel, and with the first movie proving to be a success, Paramount decided to beef up the budget further to allow for even more fan-favorite characters, set pieces, and plot elements from the games to liven up the world of the Sonic movie and make things more like the games. But did they pull it off? Well, let's start with the plot. Continuing from the first movie, Sonic, now living with Tom and Maddie in his home of Green Hills, is determined to make good use of the super speed he has been blessed with. Looking to do some good as a local superhero of sorts, his true call to action comes to rise as Eggman returns to Earth accompanied by Knuckles the Echidna. They are in search of the Master Emerald, a jewel of infinite power. And to stop him, Sonic must team up with his new buddy, Miles Tails Prower, in a globe-trotting adventure to find the Emerald before the bad guys do. Now, this movie has a lot riding on it when it comes to Paramount pleasing the fans. There is a lot of elements that could be alienating to fans and utterly ruin the storytelling if you put fan service over plot. Paramount has a track record of doing it right, but then also doing it wrong. Such is the case of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, a movie that was so focused on cramming as much 80s Ninja Turtles nostalgia to blind you from its many, many problems. But at the same time, on the other end of the coin, Paramount delivered a well-written fan service movie with Bumblebee, a perfect return to form by showing moviegoers why the Transformers brand is special compared to Michael Bay's flawed, to say the least, interpretations. So, is Sonic 2 like Ninja Turtles? Or like Bumblebee? Not to be blunt, but Bumblebee all the way, baby! I love this movie! Woo! Okay, composure. Now, I won't say this movie's as good as Bumblebee, fundamentally. There are some problems that kind of irk me, mostly pertaining to the pacing. Due to how many cogs in the machine this movie has, this movie oftentimes struggled to balance them all in a natural way. So transitions can feel sudden, and some unneeded scenes can go on for way too long. Especially with the new human characters before Sonic's adventures intertwine with them, which bring the movie crashing to a halt at points. They really didn't know what to do with Tom and the others, so their inclusion felt more like an intrusion early on in the film. The first movie frankly had a more streamlined plot, and thus better pacing, and thus felt more natural as a film. There are also some pretty odd plot holes that I can't stop thinking about, especially one regarding the map to the Master Emerald, which brought on some sort of half-baked plot elements that realistically should have been seen by Sonic since the first movie. The music's also pretty bad. Junkie XL's a fantastic composer, and I've seen him do work that would be perfect for Sonic, but he is stuck creating some generic orchestral schlock and is underusing his great talents. It's ironic that one of the most consistently praised parts of Sonic, the music, is one of the elements sorely missing from the films. But these mere gripes are never a problem when you give me a near-perfect Sonic movie. Oh my gosh, where do I even start? Well, first off, this movie did its research. The lore was surprisingly accurate compared to the liberties taken with the first movie, yet still intertwine it enough with those questionable original elements and make it work. Especially with Longclaw, a character who never existed before, who now has a greater purpose in this film. You'll see a lot of classic set pieces come to life. From Labyrinth Zone to surfing down Ice Cap to Sky Chase and the Death Egg final boss, this movie knew how to weave together iconic set pieces in ways that did not feel at all kind of forced. Or if you're not even a Sonic fan, you can still relish in the absurdity while fanatics can get hit with that sweet, sweet Hedgehog dopamine. It looks great too, compared to the drab, gray, Tim Miller-approved, color-graded, uninspired environments of the first movie. This film oozes with color and interesting set pieces befitting of the Hedgehog's name. And the movie is absolutely hilarious. In the first movie, a lot of the comedy was carried by Jim Carrey's Eggman than anyone else. Here, nearly everyone has a chance to shine and deliver some truly great laughs. The only exception was Tom, who, as expected, is kind of an unnecessary addition to this series, and always was, especially with him far in the background now more than ever. But in the end, a lot of the well-done comedy results in the movie's strongest aspect: the characters. Sonic continues to be this eager young kid who wants to do the right thing, but his reckless and impulsive attitude causes him to struggle with the responsibility and place in the world. A responsibility he learns is not a burden he needs to carry alone. Some might say he needed the real superpower of teamwork! But Sonic is characterized in a way I honestly prefer the character though. Of course there will be fans who, rightfully so, have a problem with Sonic not being the wild and free spirit of the wind who prefers living the high life alone. But, call me vanilla, but a fast-talking lover of friendship and family with a strong sense of justice is a Sonic I can really vibe with. because he just loves to be around people and thus loves bouncing off other people. It's his interactions with others that make him so endearing. Tails is spot on from his game counterpart, down to using his current game actress, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, to reprise the role. A young inventor fox who was bullied for his differences, but found belonging in looking up to Sonic like a big brother. But one might say he's a little too accurate? As in, without knowing his backstory and character from the games, his emotional beats and explanations of who he is can feel very rushed for non-fans. But luckily I am a fan, so I can dig it. Knuckles is probably one of the bigger deviations, which is not a bad thing. Voiced by Idris Elba, they basically took Knuckles and combined him with Drax the Destroyer from Guardians of the Galaxy. But it really does work, returning the character back to his roots as a tough-as-nails warrior who devoted himself to his tribe's cause. It's a great return to form that was solely missing from the modern games, where he is now just a friend to Sonic with all the backstory and nuance more or less removed. And what more do I need to say with Jim Carrey's Eggman? While not the perfect reflection of the game character, Carrey truly made his version of Robotnik his own, and you just get sucked in with his maniacally charming overperformance. I had a ball with him. And that's really the thing here. I had a ball. It is an enjoyably fulfilling experience from beginning to end, and if you are a Sonic fan, you'll love it like I did. Even if you're not, you're still bound to be entertained. While the first movie was still good, I still had doubts that the movie crew had what it takes to deliver a proper Sonic experience. One that accurately portrays the games as they are and brings them to the big screen. Well, I doubt no longer. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 gets a
Savage!
Bring on movie 3, bring on the Knuckles show. I am ready for what comes next. Nay, I am horrendously impatient for what comes next. And if you love Sonic as much as I do, feel free to like and subscribe. What are your favorite Sonic moments? How did you like the movie? Talk about it in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you next time.